Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to European Truck Simulator 2, and welcome back to Bergen, Norway. So, we are loaded up, we've got our owned trailer, and this is new in 1.33, this is the dynamite hauler. This was like the white whale of trailers when you had to look for it at the dispatch and just wait for it to come up. But we can own this trailer now, so it's not loaded with explosives, it is loaded with fertilizer, 28 tons of fertilizer. And we are back in Scandinavia. Let me clip through a wall here. We're back in Scandinavia, so we're running the full Frosty suite. We're running Frosty winter weather. We're running Frosty heavy winter, which adds snow to the roads. We're running Frosty physics, which makes the roads slippery. And we're also running the Frosty mod for the sound fixes mod. So we've got snow sound. So the roads are crunchier. And also we'll get kind of a crunchy sound from the wipers as well. And I didn't plan it this way. I did not adjust my rain probability, which in Frosty is now snow. It just happened to be snowing. So perfect. So let us hop in. We're taking this from Bergen down to Stavenger. Stavenger. Oh, and I forgot, hang on, let me hop back out here. I forgot the best part. This is the truck that we swapped out to. This is a DAF. And I had said it was going to be a surprise, and I don't know, maybe it's a surprise. This is not a truck that I think I've ever driven in a video. Ever? Maybe I have. But anyway, let's get rolling. Oh, and of course it's a nighttime video. It always works out that way. It always does. All right, we've got the xenon lights in. We left the truck running. We got the heat on. We got the wipers on. We got the lift axles up. Let's get out of this parking lot. And moment, please. Let's get out of this parking lot, and yeah, we can turn that off. I've been trying to run without the mini-map, and it's different, man. It's a different kind of challenge. We're also running a sound mod on this truck. I'll try to balance the volume when I render it, but it's a great sound. Very raspy and rumbly and growly. I will be amazed if I can get out of here without clipping anything. I really want to, though. I really want to. And I will tell you this, the way that this is set up, I mean, you can, with the owned trailers, there's so many axle configurations, and you can really set the trailers up exactly the way you want them to be. And I've got a big trailer up front and then a little trailer in the back, which I guess is a legit configuration. Oh, sir. Try to get back here. I need to cut left, so I couldn't do it with him there, or her, as the case may be, right? You see what I mean? Like, I'm gonna cut left, and it's gonna pull across that lane, and I could not have any traffic there, or I would have ripped their bumper off. Right, here we go. Make a big swing here. So I have a big trailer in the front, I have a little trailer in the back, and the little trailer in the back, the axle configuration I have is like, it's hard to describe. It's 3 axles. The one in the middle, I guess, is a fixed axle, and then the axles in front of and behind are lift axles. So I'm guessing the way that works is when you have those axles lifted, it can just more or less pivot on that center axle, so you can make some pretty sharp turns, but it tracks almost like a dolly trailer. So doing good so far. So Bergen, this is, I wouldn't say it's a special video, but this is interesting for me because when I first got into ETS, it was, I want to say I was about 1.26, 1.27, somewhere around there. And this is a bit of a fuzzy memory. All right, he wants me to go. I'm going. This is a bit of a fuzzy memory, but I'll see how close I can get. I want to say that Going East and Scandinavia, were they released at the same time? I'm looking in my mirror here. Are we going to make it? Oh, so close. Beautiful. I want to say that Scandinavia, which is really northern Scandinavia. I believe southern Scandinavia is included with the base map, but northern Scandinavia, I don't know. Anyway, I know Scandinavia is a DLC. And I know Going East is a DLC. And I want to say they were released at the same time. Were they? I could be wrong about that. But regardless, that was when I got into the game. And I didn't really know what I was doing, you know? You can't know what you don't know. Well, I didn't know anything. So as far as mods, as far as, you know, I didn't know. I was just throwing a bunch of mods in there. I forget about, like, what worked together and what didn't. I didn't even know what made sense, like, from a real-world perspective, you know? As far as, like, what's a... Right? You see what I'm saying? I didn't know. I didn't know. So one of the first, like, serious mods that I ran was Frosty. And I can remember being in Scandinavia. A moment, please. I can remember being in Scandinavia in the snow and really just being, like, absolutely captivated by it and thinking, oh yeah, this game is going to work for me. This is going to be my jam. And it has been for several years now. I've really, I've always come back to this game. It is definitely, it's such a simple game. It's a weird concept too. It really is. I don't know if you've ever, like, explained the whole truck sim thing to anybody and had them just give you a blank look, but I mean, I don't really talk about gaming with people in my peer group because a lot of people in my peer group are well past gaming. Like, it's just not a part of their lives anymore. Although, to be real with you, a surprising number of them, yeah, it is still a big part of their life. They just never grew up, you know? So it's tough. I mean, I feel like people get Mario Kart and Sonic as a concept more easily than they get Truck Sim. I try to explain it to people, and it's like, just get a blank look. But yeah, absolutely hypnotized by this game. The first time I came up into Scandinavia in the snow, and I mean, even looking at it right now, I'm just like, are you kidding me? This is, oh, but it's slippery. Oh, carefully. But yeah, this right now, this is like, this, for me, this is better than a Xanax. It really is. It's just so relaxing and so chill. And yeah, man. So here we go. I don't know, night videos. It just seems like all the videos are night videos. I don't know. I'm not doing that on purpose. It just doesn't seem to be something I can, like, get a handle on. And, you know, I'm tempted to apologize for it. But at the same time, you know, what can you do? All right, so we got to do this. We got to do this. We got to come over here. Oh, dear. We got to do that. Oh, dear. No, we're going to be okay. Ooh. This is a handful, man. It's quite a big trailer. It's slippery as hell. And I'm probably going a little bit too fast. As always. Let me get up out of here and I can talk at you again. Right. Made it. So yeah, man. It is what it is. And we were in Scandinavia. We were in Iceland. We were in Iceland and we were making our way down to Reyðisfjörður, I believe. And we were going to take the boat across. And when I fired the game up, it was going to be, we needed to do like episode 2, part 2 of that. We were outside of Reykjavik, but we had not made it all the way to the port. Well, the game patched up and threw me back to Reims anyway, and I thought, I'm not gonna, you know? Because what I would need to do is then teleport to Reykjavik, although we may have a garage there, and then find a job going to Reyðisfjörður, and then drive partway there, and then start recording, right? It's just, it's too contrived. It didn't feel natural. It didn't feel honest. It felt like I was trying too hard. So this is where we were going to end up anyway. And this is where we ended up. Now, there were 2 trucks that I was considering driving. I know, I do leave my wipers on in tunnels. It's because my thumb that I use to turn the wipers on and off is the same thumb I use to steer with. So unless I'm on a perfectly flat stretch of road, I'm very reluctant to lift my thumb. Right, so there were 2 trucks. And, you know, the other one, we can still drive the other one. there's no reason we can't. It really fits in Scandinavia. Also, careful. It really works in Scandinavia as well for a couple of reasons, but I will let that remain a surprise. But I do like Scandinavia for the scenery. I do think Frosty really works well here, and I also like that there are some unique truck and trailer configurations that you can only drive in Scandinavia. Now, if you have Pro Mods, there is an option that you can, I'm sorry, it's not an option in Pro Mods, or it might be, but I know that there's a way you can set it up where you can drive any trailer you want anywhere in the game. And I find that to be not entirely, it's not that it's not realistic, but the thing that I like about this game that really sort of fascinates me about it is it's so big. It's such a big world that I'm slipping. It's such a big world that you don't always get to go to the place you want to go. And so you may be away from the place that you like or a place that you're familiar with for quite a while. And then when you get back to it, it's like, oh yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's like finding a loot box or something, you know? So the thing that I like about Scandinavia is there are certain trailers that we only have access to in Scandinavia. And when we're in the rest of the map, when we're in the rest of Europe, it's like they're just not there, you know? So to get back up here and have the big doubles and, you know, dolly trailers, the big dolly trailers and that sort of thing, it's cool. And I like that. I like that. I don't want to say the game like makes you wait or teases you, but you know what I mean. That it's I don't know, it's almost like a reward system. Am I saying it right? I think you know what I mean. It's like you can't just do what you want. You have to do what you have to do, which is in some ways sort of like real life. Full circle, yo. So yep, that's all that's going on, and I again have nothing really to report as far as gaming news. I knew January was going to be slow. It is. I got nothing for you. Still no word on Pro Mods. And that's really the next big thing that I'm waiting on. Although, I am sort of looking forward to the Division 2, which is really surprising to me. Because I have been out of shooters for a long, long time. I just lost interest in them for a variety of reasons. And I saw the Division on sale right after Christmas, like a lot of people did. Unbelievable sale, like 85% off. Crazy sale. So I went ahead and got it, and I thought it was a shooter. I really did. And it turns out it's primarily a role-playing game, and the venue just happens to be New York City and involve tactics and shooting and guns and that sort of thing. But it's really not a shooter. It's certainly not a first-person shooter. It's more of a fantasy game, more of a role-playing game. Although, like I said, it is based in a real place doing real stuff. But it's primarily a role-playing game. So I have to say I'm really amazed that I'm as into it as I am, to the point where I'm debating pre-ordering the beta of Division 2, which will be out in another few months, and it moves the location from New York City to Washington, D.C., and I believe it's going to be amazing. And the reason I believe that is you take everything that you learned from the first one, right, and you apply it to the second one. Now, that's a theory, and then you look at what Bethesda did with Fallout 76, and it's like, okay, it doesn't always work out that way. That's a plan. A fine plan, to be sure, but it doesn't always work out that way. So I'm curious. I mean, if they were to just essentially make the game, keep everything exactly the same, and simply move it to another location, I think it would be fantastic. But I imagine there'll be a bunch of new stuff. So I'm definitely debating getting on that pre-order action for the Division. And that's sort of gaming news for me. It doesn't really apply to the channel. You know, I was talking to, you know, I got my squad, I got my crew of people that sort of give me feedback about my YouTube channel, and they're really not into gaming and they're really not into YouTube. So I really trust their advice, because they're not pushing me toward any specific vision or agenda they have. of what gaming should be or what a YouTube channel should be or anything like that. It's just straight up like ask me a few questions and then give me an answer kind of advice. And my question to them was, should I add the division to the channel? And we talked about it a little bit, and the consensus was, no, don't do that. And the reason why not is, the reason why not is, I looked around at every, well, I can't say every because there's thousands and thousands of them, but I looked around at the big YouTube gaming channels. And something that I noticed was it tends to be either very genre specific, right? Like particularly on the sim side. Turning my wipers off one click at a time. Particularly on the sim side, like channels that are all about sim, whether it's sim racing or all types of transport simulation or whatever. That's really all there is. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying that they're very niche. And the same way for shooter games and RPG games. And the same for sports games. The EA titles and Madden and FIFA and things like that. Very rarely, I mean, like I'm sure it exists, but I really couldn't find it at all. Very rarely do you find a gaming channel that is somebody who's into streaming or playing sports games and shooters and sim, if that makes sense. It seems like it kind of splits, and I assume that's because the audience is different for each of those. So I really don't know how my audience would feel about seeing kind of a hyper-violent, almost disturbingly visually realistic RPG shooter game. I was thinking about doing a live stream on Friday nights maybe, but I don't know. I shopped it to my advisors, my support staff, and they were like, "Yeah, no, don't do that. That doesn't make any sense." And in that context, no, it doesn't. It doesn't, because it's a simulation channel, and this is, I definitely want things to be family friendly. And I love sim gaming. I don't know what it is. I mean, I had a shower thought a couple weeks ago. I realized that all gaming is sim gaming. Like, when we say sim gaming, we think about flight sim, we think about racing, we think about trucks and trains and farms and that sort of thing. We think about work sim. But all gaming is simulation gaming. When you play Madden, you are simulating being a football player. When you play Red Dead Redemption, you are simulating being a cowboy. So it's all sim gaming. But when you say sim gaming, everybody knows what you're talking about, right? Planes, trains, and automobiles. So I guess that's what I wanted the channel to be. That's where it started, and I think based on the feedback that I have from my audience and the direction that everything is going in, I think it would make sense to keep it that way. I mean, I'm definitely looking to do what I can to grow the channel and continue to give people what they want to see, but I don't want to get clever and sort of alienate the people that have been there from the start or that are just gravitating to the channel now. I think that wouldn't make any sense that somebody has just subscribed because they're like, oh, hey, it's a simulation channel. I like nice, chill, family-friendly transport sim, and then Friday night it's me shooting people in the head. That's not a transport sim. That's not family-friendly. So it was a thought. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. That was what I wanted to do. Good grief. Right. We're going? We're going. Yeah, I will really try to balance the sound because this truck sounds really, really good. I think. So I don't know if this is 473 kilometers, which I think is about 20 minutes, although we've been going 20 minutes already. Now, I have been trying to play a little bit more chill, a little bit more realistic, and I've been going a little bit slower, a little bit more cautious. So I mean, I know it took us a while just to get out of town. We're rolling pretty good now, but I don't know. Let's cap it at half an hour, regardless. If we're close, we'll just drive into town. But if not, we'll cap it at 30 minutes. I'm trying to cap things at 30 minutes now. I want to be more mindful of that. Not too long on the videos. People got stuff to do. So we'll see. But this is a pretty drive regardless, and it's a challenging drive in any weather. It's just narrow roads, and I know one of the first videos that I did, we started in the UK and we got up to Scandinavia as quick as we can because I really do like it up here. And one of the first things I did is I got stuck going up a hill. I think we may have even been running Frosty, but we got stuck going up a hill, and I had to call for a tow truck. Which I did not do on camera, and then I edited it together, and I felt terrible about it because I had said there weren't going to be any edits. 100% gameplay, so but I just couldn't get up the hill. Nothing. We lost our momentum, and what I should have done was stop earlier to lock the differential. Right? Should have done that when we were on more level ground, and then tried to get a little momentum going. But when I tried to stop to lock the diff, then we lost all our momentum and just couldn't get going at all after that. Right. So yeah, we'll just go for a while, and then we'll call it. Yeah, driving a truck on a Sunday afternoon, man. It is like cold, pissing rain, just miserable sleet. It's a really gray, bleak day where I am. So this is definitely fitting to be up in the cold. All right, where's our turn? There it is. Okay. Let that guy go. Right. I'm tempted to open the mini-map to see how far we have to go, but I think I'd rather let it be a mystery. And let's see if we can just get there before the end of the video. Although, that would suck to stop it at half an hour if we were like 5 minutes away. All right, I'm going to check. Hang on. So we're about 10 minutes out. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. Now I got to turn it back off. My hands are full. All right, hang on. I'm going to try to do it quick on this straight. There we go. Okay, perfect. Yep, so we got about 10 minutes to go, so it'll be, I'll call it a 35-minute video. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's close enough. So, yeah, I don't know a way to go fast through these mountains. I mean, you can. I'm sure somebody can. But I don't know that I would feel 100% comfortable with that. I don't want to wad my truck up. Assuming it's my truck at all. I don't know. I mean, I guess as we're role-playing this career mode, I guess we assume we're the owner of the trucking company. Now that I think about it, you probably wouldn't want to wreck a truck either way. Well, I mean, obviously you wouldn't want to wreck the truck because you're in it. And then on top of that, you wouldn't want to wreck the truck because it's going to cost somebody a bunch of money. If you don't own the truck, it's going to get you fired, maybe. And if you do own the truck, then you just cost yourself a ton of money. So, yeah. I don't know. I try to drive realistically. I know I've seen live streams and there's people in the chat telling the streamer, like, try to go, 150 miles an hour, try to do this, try to do that. And they're like, no, man, I'm driving a truck. I'm not driving a race car. Do your own live stream, which is a great response when people in the chat start barking like seals, telling the YouTuber what to do, and they're like, go do your own live stream. You can do whatever you want, but this is my live stream. So I think that's a good answer, man. It's a weird relationship between somebody who's doing something for an audience and that audience. It's just it's not bad. It's just something to think about, that we're doing this for you. I'm doing this for you, but I'm also doing it for me. But it has to be something you like, but also something that I like. It's tricky. I couldn't imagine doing videos that I didn't like or believe in, and I'd like to think I have enough of a background in marketing and sales that if I just wanted to start some clickbait channel and just make money, like, I'm pretty sure I know what to do. It would involve bikini clickbait and I don't know, bully beatdown videos. Those always get millions of views. But I don't believe in that. At the end of the day, you gotta be able to believe in what you do. I always imagine myself talking to family or friends or relatives, and somebody says, so what are you up to now? And that you can tell them what you're up to now and be proud of what it is that you're doing. And I think making clickbait videos, that's not cool. That's not something to be proud of, whether you make money at it or not. And I feel like that's a point that people get to in their lives when that just clicks. There's plenty of ways to make money. I mean, if you really want money, you just go steal it. Really, you can, and it's not that hard to get away with it. But you believe in that, Do you really? Is this something you can be proud of? Is this something you want to tell your kids about? And I feel like there's a transition for a lot of people, usually in their mid to late 20s. Some people it happens earlier, some people it never happens. But I feel like there's a transition for a lot of people where there's just it's like a switch being flipped, and they just realize, or they decide that there are some things that are not worth their pride and dignity, no matter how much money they can make. Now, if you're married, or if you've been dating the same person for a long time, you probably want to ask them about a decision like that before you make it on principle, because that's one of those things where somebody says like, hey, if you do this, this, and this, I'll give you a huge pile of money, and you're like, no, I am above that. I would never do that. And you're right. You would never do that. But if you have like a spouse and a couple of kids, you may want to send a text before you're very decisive with your answer. Because in all probability, your spouse may be like, good on you, baby. I love your principles. We don't need that. But it's also possible that your spouse would be like, well, that is a lot of money, and we would both know that you were, taking advantage of that person and, sort of tricking them, and that your real values and character are over here, but you would just do that because, whatever. And then, right? You get what I'm saying. If you're married, you get exactly what I'm saying. When you get to the point in your life where you're thinking about retirement, things get a little bit different. But it doesn't have to be that way. And like I said, it could be that you make that call and say, I can sell out and make a bunch of money, but I don't want to. And your partner is like, damn right you don't want to. I want to be with somebody that's got some values. So, now, earlier, I said I got stuck on a hill in one of my first videos, and I believe we are coming to that hill. I think we might be. I'll let you know momentarily. So, and then from here, now we actually went south out of Bergen. I was hoping we could go northeast. Oh dear. We went south out of Bergen, so from here, we have to go northeast because I want to get back up to that North Cape area before real winter in the northern hemisphere starts to end, and then I want to make the turn and start heading down through the Baltic region. What's this? Oh, okay. Start heading down through the Baltic region as we get into spring. So that gives us like a month, maybe 6 or 8 weeks to get across Scandinavia and get up to the North Cape and up toward that little pocket of Russia up there. And then we'll make our turn south so that we're heading through the Baltic states, which are still pretty far north. We'll be heading through there in like February and March, right? And then we'll get down into like Poland and Eastern Europe. We'll get down there hopefully around April. So we'll make our turn from Stavenger, Stavenger. This town that we're going to, whatever its name is, or whatever its pronunciation is. From here, we definitely need to go northeast and head up toward the North Cape. But we got a few weeks to do that. So yeah, man, we'll just keep driving. We'll just keep driving our truck. This is so relaxing. I don't know if you own this game. I don't know if you play this game, but man, it is chill. Holy smokes. I just passed a sign that said we were at the town, but I don't see it. Not yet. All right. Got to be close though. Okay, I guess we're either there or we're almost there. Ah, now I see something. Okay, yeah, it looks like we're getting to a town. Right. Okay. So we got, looks like a little stretch of freeway here. Oh, I thought the game was going to crash. I think it was just loading the town. You know, I'm surprised. This game is loading off an M2 drive. NVMe. Which is like 7 times faster than SSD. And it still hiccups every now and then. I don't know what it takes. I don't know what it takes. I mean, maybe it's just a question of more RAM. You know, but whatever the case, I feel like we do get a little tiling and a little pop in every now and then. Not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. And if I was just playing, I think it would bother me a lot less, but I really do want these videos to be perfect. So, what can you do? At least the game is not crashing. That is definitely an improvement. Right, so we got... Did I get a ticket tonight? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Okay. And you know, I do like these xenon lights, but man, they are bright on this white snow. Oh, perfect. And we're just getting ready to need to sleep. Let's see what I need to like swerve around here. Ah, okay. All right. So we're good there. We're good there. No, it's a little tight. It's a little tight. We'll wait till we have a proper space. Unless we're not going to get one. That was a little dicey. I'll be real with you. That was a little dicey, but it all worked out. I'll try to get up to speed here. And we are being undertaken like crazy. There we go. Okay. Perfect timing on sleep. I feel like I've done enough two-part videos. It's time to do less of those. So we're able to get this done in one video. Good for us. Right. Oh, hiccup. It still scares me every time it does that. It really, really scares me. Because that was, for the longest time, that was like the precursor to a game crash. And I always, every time it happens now, I'm like, ah. But the game seems to be holding together. All right. Here. And then back in here. And then right through there. Beautiful. I think we're gonna make it. And we are on a tandem trailer, so it will either be a pull through, or if it's looking a little dicey, I'll just skip parking and save us some time. Right. Is this where we're going? Not going there. Going here. Okay. Yep, I see it. Okay. That was the curb. That's fine. Right. I think we may be late, but maybe not. But I know we've got no damage. I hope we got no damage. And I don't think we got any tickets. Let's find out. Are we in? Yep. So, going to put it in neutral, set the brake, parking lights on. Let's hop outside, take a look. Yep, we're in the spot. And then we'll unload. Oh, we are late. Okay, okay. Wow, 10 grand for being late. They are ruthless. So it goes. Learn for next time. There's a better view of the truck. Folks, thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of European Truck Simulator 2. And we will see you next time. Take care now.